7. On nobody reading.
Echo Station 3TA.
All right, Nick. For the first time in, it seems like forever, the majority, well, since Chapter 16 of Mando, the majority of the Star Wars fandom seems to all be in one accord. We all seem to be agreeing on something, and it's exactly what Forbes says right here. Paul Tassi says Obi-Wan Kenobi still struggling to justify its existence 4 episodes in. And just from that article headline right there, that speaks volumes about where we are as a fan base and as a Star Wars franchise right now. I think he nailed this article. We're going to dive into it, but right here on the outset, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, after seeing episode 4, I am in agreement on the justification of this series. It's like there's canon breaking moments, there's continuity problems in it. It definitely feels like a bait and switch to me. And for those that you don't know, when this show was marketed, it was marketed, showing Kenobi, and then, we saw Luke, we saw Kenobi, and then we saw some glimpses of the Inquisitors and stuff. But when you actually watch the show, it seems to be more about Reva
Leia.
and her character, and Leia. And there was no Leia in the marketing. In the whole show is about her. So if that's not a bait and switch, I don't know what is. So yeah, I just I don't know why this show exists right now.
Well, we already gave our thoughts. You guys are welcome to go back and look at our initial reaction to last night's episode. But let's dive into this article right here from Paul Tassi. He says, another episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi debuted alongside the premiere of Miss Marvel today. Ain't nobody talking about that right now, Nick. Nobody is talking
we
about
haven't
Miss
even
Marvel.
seen it yet.
Completely forgotten the fan base.
Greetings, exalted one.
That's even happened. Okay?
Yeah.
So, and we will be getting to that eventually today. So, Paul Tassi says it was fine. So far, there's nothing like explicitly bad about Obi-Wan Kenobi as a series, maybe just a few weird editing decisions, but 4 episodes into a 6-episode run, there's just nothing terribly compelling about it either. Today's episode had Obi-Wan and his spy friend Tala infiltrating Fortress Inquisitorious to save Leia, which they did. It played like a somewhat close parallel to the original trilogy, where Han, Luke, Chewie, and Obi-Wan save Leia in the Death Star, albeit less memorable. There's one cool moment where Obi-Wan discovers a cache of preserved dead Jedi, but overall, the plan is pretty bland. Tala creates a distraction. Obi-Wan slips in to get Leia and lightsabers a few dudes, and then they leave. But they're being tracked. This entire series seems to have been founded with the premise, wouldn't it be cool to see Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan again? And, well, yes, it is cool. Simply building a series around that concept has not really gone great so far. Obi-Wan is in hiding, Leia is kidnapped. Obviously, we know she will eventually be returned home safe, and Obi-Wan will go back into hiding. The only real development here is that Obi-Wan discovers Anakin is alive and has become Darth Vader. That's the other strange part here, Paul Tassi says. A very meta thing where fans are supposed to be thrilled that they know it's actor Hayden Christensen under the armor as Vader, with James Earl Jones still voicing the character. But again, we're 4 episodes in, and we haven't seen Christensen utter a word himself. Not in a flashback, not as a force projection, nothing. It seems like the show will probably build up to a single scene like that in the finale, but that's about it. Ewan McGregor, again, is doing a good job as he can manage, but there's just not a whole lot to work with here. The same goes for young Leia, but I'm not sure if this, so this is Leia, this is why Leia really hates the Empire angle is necessarily an answering any real questions anyone had before this. Finishing up the article here. Is it enough to conceive and execute a series based almost entirely around fan service? Because that's what seems what's going on here. A return to the prequels because now those have come back into fashion through nostalgia. But the actual product here just isn't meaningful or impactful. So little of new era Disney Star Wars has been, minus The Mandalorian, I'd argue. I totally agree with that, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I totally agree. It is meaningless. It really, truly is meaningless. And I've said it a million times. If you're new to the channel, you're going to hear me say it for the first time. If everybody else, you're just going to deal with it. We're talking about two pillars of the Star Wars galaxy and these two characters, and you have squandered this opportunity.
Yeah, 100% agree. It's a disappointment, you know, big time. I mean, a big time disappointment. This There shouldn't be so much division with the show. If I had to guess from just what I'm seeing, I mean, I was on Star Wars Santa's live stream earlier this morning. He was watching it for the first time. Star Wars Meg, who's generally very positive on all of her content, said in the chat, Echo Base, I saw y'all's review and stuff, and I agree with a lot of your takes.
Star Wars Theory was not feeling this episode.
Star Wars Theory was not happy about this episode. And, you know, there's 2 episodes left in this show, and there shouldn't be this kind of division with the show.
You know,
great shows, and I've said it before, you watch it and everybody knows it's great, and everybody's anticipating the next episode, and it's just like a joke now.
You know, there's a lot of fans that are the generation after us that grew up with the prequels. You and I didn't grow up with the prequels. We were teenage.
X-Wing.
Yeah, we got tons of people here, tons of family here at EBN that grew up with the prequels. That's their original trilogy, like for us.
Yeah,
they are experiencing right now what we experienced in The Last Jedi.
100%.
Yep. And the thing is, like, we've already been damaged. We can't go through that again. You can't hurt me. I got alligator skin at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
But I feel bad for you guys. You prequel trilogy, that's your favorite, these 2 characters. And I'll say something else too, Nick. Like, this was a really cool thing. There was an article, I'm going to have to go find it, but our brother and channel member, Mattuine, the great Mattuine, sent us a DM on Twitter, and he said, guys, if you realize something, he was like, the first episode of Kenobi was the Phantom Menace, the desert and all that, the Eope, all that kind of stuff. The second episode of Kenobi is Kenobi walking around the downtown neon lit up area, just like in episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Mm-hmm.
When Anakin and Obi-Wan are going through there, the death sticks, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Episode 3 of Kenobi is Anakin, Obi-Wan face-off, just like Revenge of the Sith. Episode 4 of Kenobi is an homage to A New Hope, infiltrating the Death Star, infiltrating the Fortress Inquisitorious. So if they're truly following the original 6 films in order as a guide, like this is what we're going to use to help us, this is the theme that we're undergoing.
Oh. Lazy.
Super lazy. So next we're going to get The Empire Strikes Back, which is going to be like the death of like O'Shea Jackson, Tala, all these people. They're going to be getting wiped out. And then in episode 6, it's going to be Return of the Jedi. Obi-Wan emerges to be who we remember him as. And wrap the show, it's over.
Wow. If it plays out like that to the end, we need to come back on here and do another video or a live stream about that.
Yep. Thank you, Mattuine, for sending that. And you're on to something.
I never thought of that, but he's got a good point there.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Very interesting.
Well, guys, let us know what you think about it. We're going to be going live. We're going to be coming out with all kinds of videos. Everybody's talking about this today. This is running wild right now, and we're not going anywhere. We're here with you guys full time. We're thinking about doing a call-in show later in the day. So thanks. As always, we are You Are Echo Base Network. Coach and Nick, we'll see you guys on the next one.
See y'all.